Welcome to the deep dive. You send us your sources, and we pull out the key stuff to get you smart, fast.
Yep, exactly. You're the learner. You want to get it, really understand things, but without getting totally bogged down.
And that's what we're aiming for today.
Right. So our mission, if you will, for this deep dive is pretty focused.
Yeah.
It's about figuring out the core principles for making business offers that are just, well, hard to say no to.
And we're digging into $100 room offers. How to make offers so good people feel stupid saying no to do that.
It's a great source for this.
And the authors worked with, a lot of different businesses. Some of the results are kind of staggering.
Oh, yeah. Like Brooke Castillo's Life Coach School added $5 million in annual profit just by changing the offer. No new services.
Wow.
And capitalism.com doubled sales, then multiplied that by 2.3. Accountingtax.com grew super fast, too.
It really hammers home how much leverage you can get from just the offer itself.
It really does. And, the author's own story is worth mentioning, too. It wasn't always easy.
Right, that Christmas Eve story. Funds withheld, negative balance.
Yeah, and owing commissions, a partner taking a huge chunk of money, personal stuff like his mother's accident, the car totaled.
It sounds like a really rough time.
It does. But the point is, learning how to make these kinds of offers was like the pivotal skill that changed things.
Which brings us back to that core philosophy, right?
Exactly. Make people an offer so good they would feel stupid saying no.
Okay, so how? Where do we even start with that?
Well, the very first thing is understanding why people buy in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And it often comes down to value versus price.
Okay, so is your thing basically the same as everyone else's?
Mm-hmm. If it is, you're commoditized. And then it's all about price.
Which leads to that race to the bottom, cutting margins thinner and thinner.
Yeah, and entrepreneurs end up in that, that crappy trade, working crazy hours for not much return. It's draining.
So the alternative is this grand slam offer idea.
Exactly. Something that's not easily compared because the value is perceived as so much higher. It lets you break free from price competition.
You can charge more because it feels like it's in a league of its own.
Precisely. The author uses this great example, software for ad agencies.
Oh, yeah?
A standard service might get you like half a time to one-time return on ad spend. Barely breaking even, maybe.
Okay.
But frame it as a grand slam offer, same core service underneath. He saw 22.4 times return.
22 times. That's huge.
It's a massive difference. And it really shows how constructing the offer, how you communicate the value, changes everything.
It's about making the gap between what they get and what they pay feel enormous.
You got it. Makes the decision feel obvious.
But, okay, even the best offer needs someone to hear it, right? If you build it and no one comes.
Ah, yes. The market. Critically important. The author calls it finding a starving crowd.
A starving crowd. I like that.
It's vivid, isn't it? But it means even a kind of meh offer can do really well if there's just massive urgent demand.
Like the hot dog stand outside the stadium you mentioned.
Exactly. Or remember the toilet paper thing during early COVID?
Oh, definitely. Shelves empty, people paying crazy prices.
Right. The demand was just overwhelming. Product quality was secondary at that point.
It highlights timing, too, and just being in the right place. Like that story about Lloyd.
Yeah, Lloyd, good entrepreneur, solid software for newspapers. But the newspaper market itself was shrinking fast.
Tough sledding.
Super tough. Then COVID hits. He switches to making masks. Same guys, same skills. Wildly different market.
And huge success, right?
Huge success. It just shows you how powerful market selection is.
So what makes a good market then? Are there signs?
Yeah, the author lays out 4 key things to look for. 1, massive pain. People need a real, urgent solution.
Okay.
2, purchasing power. Can they actually afford your solution?
Makes sense.
3, easy to target. Can you actually reach these people effectively with your marketing?
Right.
And 4, is it growing? A growing market just makes everything easier. Tides lift all boats kind of thing.
And are there markets that just always have these qualities?
Well, he points to 3 core human drives that create enduring markets: health, wealth, and relationships.
People always want to improve those areas.
Always. So there's constant demand. And this leads to a really important hierarchy.
Okay.
Market first. The strength of your market is number 1. More important than your offer.
More important than the offer itself.
Yep. And the offer strength is number 2. More important than your persuasion skills, which is number 3.
Wow. So a great market can save a bad offer or even bad selling.
To a degree, yes. You'll still make sales if the demand is high enough. But the best offer and the best salesperson will struggle badly in a dead market. Get the market right first.
It simplifies everything else down the line.
Totally. And part of getting the market right is niching down.
Ah, the niche. Don't make me niche slap you, as the author says.
Huh. Yeah, he's pretty emphatic about it.
Yeah.
Because if you try to sell to everyone...
You end up selling to no one, really.
Exactly. But if you focus, say, not just time management, but time management specifically for, I don't know, pediatric dentists.
Okay, very specific.
Right. You can tailor the offer, the language, everything to their exact problems.
Yeah.
That specificity creates way more value for them.
And lets you charge more. Dan Kennedy's example, right? Generic versus niche course.
Precisely. The niche version is perceived as far more valuable because it's directly relevant.
Okay, so find a starving, growing market you can target, preferably in health, wealth, or relationships, and niche down. Then craft that grand slam offer.
What about price? You mentioned premium pricing.
Right. This is where people often get a bit hesitant.
Yeah.
But the author tells that story about his dad.
His dad being shocked people paid $42,000 a year.
Yeah. But the explanation was simple. The clients were getting, on average, a $239,000 revenue bump.
Suddenly $42K looks like a bargain. It's all relative to the value delivered.
Exactly. It's ROI. And the goal isn't just getting customers, it's making money, building a sustainable business. Lowering prices is often the wrong path. Dan Kennedy again. No strategic benefit to being second cheapest.
But there is for being the most expensive. Because being the most expensive forces you to deliver the most value.
And that leads to this virtuous cycle of price thing.
It works like this. You charge more, so clients are more invested. They take it more seriously.
Okay.
That perceived value goes up. They often get better results because they're more committed. Better results attract better clients who are happy to pay premium prices.
And the higher margins mean you can invest more back into the business.
Better service, better team, better product, which justifies the premium price even more. It feeds itself.
Whereas cutting prices.
It's the opposite spiral. Less investment, lower perceived value, maybe worse results, attracts price shoppers, shrinks margins. It's destructive.
The examples are pretty compelling, too. That gym quadrupling cash up front.
Yeah, just by restructuring their pricing to be more premium. And the photographer, 5Xing the average sale, 38Xing profit.
Insane. All by focusing on value, not just price.
It's a fundamental shift. So how do we actually increase that perceived value? What are the levers we can pull?
This is where the 4 value drivers come in.
Exactly. 4 key things you can tweak in your offer to make it seem more valuable. Think of them like sliders you can adjust.
Okay, what are they?
First, increase the dream outcome. Make the end result they're buying more desirable. Second, increase the perceived likelihood of achievement. Make them believe they can actually get that result with your help.
Got it. Third.
Decrease the time delay. Get them results faster.
Fourth.
Decrease the effort and sacrifice required from them. Make it easier.
All right, let's unpack those a bit. Dream outcome. It's not just the surface thing.
Right. It's tapping into deeper desires. Like, making more money isn't just about money. It's about status, freedom, security. Connect your offer to that.
Makes sense. Likelihood of achievement. That's about certainty.
Yeah, building confidence. Testimonials, case studies, guarantees, your track record. Think of the experienced plastic surgeon example. People pay for that perceived certainty.
Right. Time delay speed is key.
Hugely valuable. People want results now. An agency promising the first lead in 7 days. That's powerful. An aggressive diet showing quick initial weight loss gets people hooked. Fast beats free.
And effort and sacrifice make it easy for them.
People pay premiums for convenience. Done for you almost always costs more than DIY. Think fitness program with coaching and meals versus just buying a book. Less effort equals more value.
So you work on all 4 of these drivers together.
Ideally, yes. You enhance the dream, boost the certainty, speed up the results, and make it as easy as possible. That combo creates massive perceived value.
Okay, so we get the value drivers. Now, how do we actually build the offer structure? Put the pieces together.
Okay, practical steps. The author lays out a process. Start with the dream outcome.
Crystal clear on what they want.
Then list all the problems or obstacles they face getting there. Everything.
Okay.
For each problem, brainstorm solutions. How can you solve that specific thing for them?
Right.
Next, think about delivery vehicles. How will you deliver each solution?
What do you mean delivery vehicles?
Like, is it a video course?
Yeah.
One-on-one coaching? A group program? Software? A checklist? A physical product? DIY? Done with you? Done for you? Live? Recorded?
Gotcha. All the different ways you can package and deliver the solution.
Exactly. And then the final step is trim and stack.
Yeah.
Get rid of anything non-essential and bundle the high-value solutions together into one killer offer.
And you mentioned one-to-many solutions being powerful.
Yeah, things like software, group programs, courses, things you create once, or mostly once, that can deliver value to lots of people without proportionally increasing your time for each one, like that personalized meal plan software example.
Build it once, serves thousands, high value, relatively low marginal cost,
Yeah,
creates those high value assets.
This book itself is an example of that.
Right. Okay, so stacking, like the gym bundle example.
Perfect example. The dream is losing weight. The problems are don't know how to exercise, don't know what to eat, no motivation, hard to prep meals, etc.
So the bundle solves each problem. Workout plans, nutrition guide, recipe book, accountability coach, community.
Right. And you assign a perceived value to each piece. This nutrition plan is normally $200. Coaching is $500 a month. So the total stacked value looks huge compared to the bundle price.
Makes the actual price seem like a steal.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Address all the roadblocks, stack the value high, make it feel like a no-brainer.
Okay, amazing offer stacked with value. But people still procrastinate, right? How do you get them to act now?
Yes. This is where scarcity and urgency come in. They unlock pricing power and drive action.
Scarcity being limited quantity, urgency being limited time.
You got it. The author realized this watching high-price mentors' basic supply and demand. If something valuable is limited, desire goes up.
So how do you use scarcity ethically, especially for services?
Good question. You can cap the total number of clients you take on for a high-touch service. You can have enrollment periods that the doors close on Friday. You can limit access to certain bonuses or higher tiers.
And consistently selling out actually builds more demand later.
Absolutely. Creates a social proof and makes people want to get in next time.
And urgency tactics.
Things like rolling cohorts. Next group starts first of the month. Seasonal urgency. This offer is only available in the summer. Price bonus urgency price goes up Monday, or this bonus disappears tonight.
Or that exploding opportunity like a flash sale, maybe?
Exactly. A very short window to get a special deal. The key is it needs to be real. Don't fake it. Provide genuine reasons to act now.
Okay, makes sense. Now, what about bonuses? You mentioned stacking value.
Bonuses are huge for this. It's the but wait, there's more effect. You add extra valuable things to the core offer instead of just discounting the price.
Always add bonuses rather than discount.
That's the strong recommendation. Discounts can devalue your core offer over time. Bonuses add more perceived value.
How do you make bonuses effective? Just throwing stuff in.
Now, be strategic. Give the bonus a cool name that highlights its benefit. Explain why you created it and how it solves a specific problem related to the main outcome. Spell out the tangible benefits, saves time, makes X easier, gets Y result faster.
So make the bonus itself feel valuable and relevant.
Definitely. And you can even give bonuses their own scarcity or urgency.
Like bonus X only for the first 20 people.
Exactly. Or sign up by midnight to get bonus Y. Adds extra incentive.
And there are advanced bonus strategies too, like partnering.
Yeah, leveraging other people's stuff. Maybe you partner with a complementary business. You offer their product service as a bonus. Maybe get an affiliate commission, like the pain clinic bundling massages from a local therapist.
Creates a win-win and makes your offer even more comprehensive.
Precisely. More value for the customer, potentially new leads for your partner.
Okay, offer stacked, scarce urgency applied, bonuses layered in. What's the biggest remaining roadblock for a customer?
Risk. The fear of, what if this doesn't work for me? What if I waste my money?
Ah, the big one.
Yeah.
So guarantees are the answer there.
They're a powerful tool to reverse that risk. Jason Fladlane's example, better guarantee leading to 2x4x conversions. That's significant.
So what makes a good guarantee?
It needs teeth. Usually a conditional statement. If you do X and Y and you don't achieve Z result in N time, then we will do this specific thing.
What kinds of things? Just money back.
Money back is simple, but the author warns it can sometimes attract refund seekers. Better options often exist.
Like what?
Conditional guarantees are good. If you attend all sessions, do the homework, and still don't get results, then you get a refund. Ties it to their action.
Okay.
Performance guarantees, you only pay us after you achieve X result. Or result-based, if you don't make $10K, we refund double your money.
Wow, double. That's bold.
It shows extreme confidence. Other types. Satisfaction guarantees, good for lower ticket. Personal service guarantees, I'll work with you one-on-one until you get results. Delayed second payments, pay the rest only after you get your first client. First outcome guarantees, will cover your ad spend until you make your first sale.
Lots of options. What about no guarantee?
The anti-guarantee. Can work for super exclusive, high-demand offers where the exclusivity is part of the appeal, but generally a strong guarantee helps.
What does the author recommend starting with?
Often service-based or performance guarantees, as they align incentives and attract committed clients. But remember, a guarantee can't fix a fundamentally bad offer.
Right. It enhances a good offer. It doesn't salvage a bad one. Okay, last piece seems to be naming it.
Yeah, don't underestimate the name. It's the first thing people see. You need to grab your ideal prospect and tell them what's in it for them.
So there's a formula for this.
Kind of a magic headline formula with components you can mix and match. Things like the main benefit outcome, maybe a discount enhancer, 50% off, the target audience for coaches, a quantifiable result, double your leads, a time interval in 30 days, and a strong container word, system, blueprint, challenge.
So you combine those, like the six-figure coaching business blueprint for new coaches.
Exactly. Or get 10 new clients in 6 weeks challenge. Makes it instantly clear who it's for and the promised result. Using rhymes or alliteration can help too.
Make it catchy.
Make it memorable and benefit-driven. And know that over time, you might need to refresh the wrapper, the name, the ads, the copy, even if the core offer stays the same, to avoid market fatigue.
Start with tweaking the visuals, then the copy, then the headline, then maybe the offer itself.
That's the suggested sequence, yeah. Keep it fresh.
Okay, wow. That's a lot, but it connects really well. So wrapping up.
It all comes back to that foundation. A well-built, high-value, decommoditized Grand Slam offer. It really is the first most critical piece for business growth.
And for you, the learner, getting this right, really mastering offer creation, that alone could be enough to seriously move the needle on sales, prices, profit.
That's absolutely could be the path to that first major milestone, like a $100K.
So here's something for you to chew on. What's the one biggest takeaway from this deep dive that you could apply to your offers, like today?
Yeah, think about that. What's one step you can take right now to start making your offers so good people would feel genuinely stupid saying no?
And definitely check out those free resources at acquisition.com if you want to go deeper.
For sure. Lots more there.
Awesome. Well, thanks for taking this deep dive with us.